Hello and welcome to a new video. Today I'm bringing you the first TBR for 2022. This is for January. I am very excited because I'm actually taking part in a readathon. I've missed it in December, like honestly missed it. But first up, I'm going to go through just the books that I currently have, and then I'll go through what I've linked up to prompts and tell you more about the readathon. So I'm just going to dive straight in. The first book I will be reading in January is City of Bones by Cassandra Clare. I am the host of the By the Angel Along read along, which I'm very excited for. I have some sticky notes and I will be annotating this as I go, which I've never done with these books before. So I'm very excited to do it and I can't wait to reread these again. Next up, for the book club that I am co-hosting starting in January with Ashley and Rachel, I'll be rereading Law by Alexandra Bracken. I'm very excited to reread this. I really enjoyed it and I'm excited to see if the others really enjoy it too. Fingers crossed they do. Next up we have Little Thieves by Margaret Owen. I am really hyped to read this and I'm so glad I've got a not excuse to read it so soon, but basically Ro has a Patreon book club and we have a book for every 2 months. Each 2 months we get a book and we have 2 months to read it in. And the January-February pick is Little Thieves, so I'm very excited because I am so hyped for this. It's one of my most anticipated books of 2021, but I just couldn't get it onto my December TBR unfortunately. So January. Next up we have all 3 books in the original Secret Circle trilogy. So I know I'm holding up 2 books. They did this weird thing with these covers where this has got the first book and the first half of book 2, and then this one has got the second half of the second book and book 3. I really don't get why they did it, but these covers are super hard to get hold of now. I bought this one in, I can tell you exactly when I bought it because I still have the receipt in here. I bought this on the 22nd of November 2017. So this is a TBR vet. And I'm going to be reading this, and then Liv ever so kindly managed to get hold of this for me for Christmas. So I'm just going to read all 3 because I am hyped for this. Next up is another read-along pick, and this is for Vampire Academy by Rachelle Mead. This is for the VA along, which is being hosted by Liv at Liv in Magical Bookland. I'm very excited. This is like her favourite series, so I'm really excited to finally read this after all these years. Next is another reread for me. I know. This is like the 3rd reread on this list. I'm terrible. But I'm going to be rereading House of Earth and Blood by Sarah J Maas in anticipation for the 2nd book, which is being released in February. I have the audiobook for this, so I will probably listen to the audio just to speed things up a little bit, but I'm very excited to reread this because I absolutely adored this book. Then we also have 6 Crimson Cranes by Elizabeth Lim. I am really actively going to try and catch up on the book box books that I have decided to keep and read, so what better chance than to give this one a go. I really hope I like it. Liv raves about this, so fingers crossed I like it as much as she did. But yeah, I'm really excited to read this, and this cover is stunning, so I hope I like it enough so that I can keep the book for the cover. Then we have one which I am going to make the first read, and I have a reason for that, and that is The Book of Life by Deborah Harkness. This is the 3rd and final book in the Discovery of Witches trilogy. I have actually borrowed this copy off of my sister because I don't own them. My mum does, but she has not yet read this book yet either, and we both want to try and read it before series 3 starts, which starts on the 7th of January, so you know, good luck to us. So yeah, this is probably going to be the first, or not probably, this will be the first book I read in 2022 because I want to get through it, but it is very chunky. So yeah, we'll see how that goes, but I'm really looking forward to reading this in preparation for the final series, or series 3, whatever. I don't know how they're splitting this into a series. I imagine it'll be the whole series like they've done with the first 2, but we'll see. I do have another book which is going to stay secret for now because it's for a thing which you'll find out in the first couple of weeks of January. But next up, I am going to, if you watch my goals video, you know that I have these. I've now put the books in. I need to get little labels to wrap around or something, because for now I've just got this to say this one's NetGalley, and this to say this one's Kindle. So I'm going to start with NetGalley. I'm going to take 2 books out of the NetGalley one, and we'll see what I get. Are they 2? Right, I've got 2. Let's put that in there. So the first NetGalley arc I'm going to read is, oh, it's a sequel. The Archive of the Unforgotten by A.J. Hackworth. This is the sequel to Library of the Unwritten, which I really enjoyed. I just haven't got around to the sequel, so we're starting off the year nice and strong. Now let's see what the second one is. Yes! It is Kayden Waiting by Becky Albertalli. Okay, I'm hyped about this. I'm very hyped because I really want to read this. And we're breaking up the fantasy with a bit of contemporary. I like this. Yes. Okay, now because I've got quite a big TBR already, I am going to only pick one from the Kindle one, just because otherwise it's going to be too much for me on ebooks. Well, not ebooks, just books in general. Let's take it easy on myself. Right. We have one. Yes! Okay. Witches of Barcelona by Kayden Knight. This is the 3rd book in the Bloodweb Chronicles. No, it's the 2nd book in the Bloodweb Chronicles. I'm getting confused because I read the 1st book and then I read the novella, which is Sirens of Los Angeles. So 2nd book in the actual series is Witches of Barcelona, and I am hyped for this. It came out on my birthday this year, so looking forward to finally reading it because it came out on March 31st. So yes, I'm very happy with that. That makes me happy. I am now going to go through the readathon that I'm taking part in. Okay, so I'm taking part in the Pop Culture Readathon. Now, I knew nothing about this readathon. I'd never heard of it before, but Becca at Becca and the Books, it was in her Discord for Patreon. It got mentioned, and the January theme is Buffy the Vampire Slayer. So it was kind of inevitable that I was going to definitely take part in this. So I have picked which board. There's 3 boards. There's the Slayers, the Scooby Gang, and the Big Baddies, and I'm gonna pick Big Baddies. Funnily enough, it's not based on the characters and everything. It's based purely on the prompts. I've managed to fit 7 of the 9 prompts to books that I already have on my TBR, so you know, you can't go wrong. So I've got my little list here. So on the Big Baddies, we have the Mayor, Snake on the cover. And for this one, we have Crescent City, because in here, there is a snake. So there we go. There's the Mayor. The next one is Drusilla, to read a book with a vampire. Book of Life. Matthew is a vampire. His whole family are vampires, so yes. Next up is Spike, to read a book with a lovable bad boy. Now, many people will disagree with me on this, but this is my opinion. Jace Herondale from City of Bones. I love him, and he comes across as very much a bad boy in the 1st book. I mean, looking back now, he's definitely not, but I'm going to go with how I thought about him the first time I read this. So City of Bones. Next up, we have Dark Willow, read a book with a power-hungry character, and for this I've picked Little Thieves by Margaret Owen. The synopsis literally says that she doesn't want to give the mothers payment for her care, so she basically steals a princess's life. Power-hungry. There we go. Next up, we have The Hellmouth, to read a book with paranormal or urban fantasy. And for this, I'm picking the 1st book in the Secret Circle, which is The Initiation. It's paranormal. It's got witches. It's got others as well, but I can't actually remember. I'm trying to go by the TV show, but I try and block that out because I'm still angry they cancelled it after season 1. But anyway, it's definitely got witches, so paranormal / urban fantasy. Next up is Glory, read a book featuring a goddess. Law, Alexandra Bracken. This is perfect. It literally has Greek gods and goddesses in it. And Athena, I think it is Athena. Yes, Athena Athena plays a big part in this, so there we go, a goddess. Next up we have Principal Snyder. Oh, I hated Principal Snyder. Anyway, a book set in a high school. I am picking Vampire Academy by Rachelle Mead because obviously it's set in a school. Yes. Need I explain it more? And then the other two I am unsure if I'll be able to fit. So we have She Mantis, which is a book featuring sirens. Now, Witches of Barcelona, I don't know if sirens will feature in it because there are sirens in this world, but I just don't know if this book specifically will have them. So if it fits after I've read it, I can just say it in my vlog that it fit for that prompt. And then the final one is Angelus, to read a psychological thriller. I honestly don't think I have any that I want to pick up right now. So I'll see how I get on with this. And then if I can find a psychological thriller in my TBR, like my physical TBR, I will give that a go. But we're going to try and get through these first. I'm really excited for these. I'm really excited. Like, January is going to be a good month. I'm manifesting it now, so it happens. It is going to be a great start to the year, reading wise. But I hope you enjoyed this. It has been a little bit rushed. I apologise. It's getting up to the end of the year and I just don't have time to do everything I need to do before 2021 ends. So I apologise. They won't always be rushed like this, I promise you. But February is going to be an interesting one, so because I am hosting a readathon. So check back. Obviously, vlogs and everything, announcement videos, whatnot. But I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and I'll see you next time. And a happy new year. Bye.